Living with unhealed emotional trauma will destroy your life. But once you start to heal that emotional trauma, it can completely transform your life in the most beautiful ways. It can become this superpower, a force for good. Even if you don't realize that you're traumatized, you probably are. Even if you haven't experienced a traumatic event such as war, famine, fire, being beaten about, having had a toxic relationship. The fact is that most of us, almost all of us, as children, we have not had our basic needs met, as in our need to be both authentic and have a secure, loving attachment with our primary caregivers. Often it meant that we had to suppress parts of ourselves, like anger, in order to have a more peaceful environment. We started to read the cues around us, or sometimes we were told directly that being difficult, being sad, being jealous or angry was not okay, and we started to adapt, we started to change. And with time, we forgot who we really are. We forgot our authentic expression, our natural selves. And this creates this huge conflict inside, this sense of really not knowing who we are, maybe even a lack of direction, not knowing really our joys, our passions, our way in life. And depending on how many of these so-called adverse childhood experiences you've had, how much trauma you've experienced, you can live in a constant state of fight, flight, freeze or fawn, being on red alert, being anxious, stressed, being scared, doubting yourself, your decisions, your actions, trying to control things, people, situations to be one step ahead. Maybe you have addictions, maybe substances. It could be work, shopping, so many other things as well, to distract yourself from this void, this emptiness, and also to face emotions that are hard. Our society today, it does not help. It is very focused on not feeling, not acknowledging, of always thinking forward and to be productive, to be happy, but like in a superficial way. Happiness, what we've been taught, is just like dopamine kicks, it's ego boosts, adrenaline highs. And that's not a lasting happiness. That's dopamine, that's not oxytocin. For us to be truly happy, we need to be present. We need to be open and accepting of all aspects of ourselves. But what trauma does is it disconnects us from our experience, from our body, but also from life itself, from the now, from the here and now. We're always running towards something or running away from something, chasing things, trying to attract people, situations, and push away other things, emotions, situations. We dream about a better future, with dread maybe, a harsher one. We remember the good old times, or we try desperately not to remember the hardship that we've been through, and we're not present. We overthink, we don't know how to calm our minds. And when you start to realize that you do have these problems and you want to heal them, you want to do something about it, most of us don't know what to do. We haven't been taught. Normally our parents were not very good role models. So either we do what they did, repeat the same things, generation after generation, or we stand up, no, I'm going to do the exact opposite. And that's not healthy as well. That's not really balanced. So what we've been taught that we're supposed to do is to go and talk to therapists, like a psychologist, or we go to a psychiatrist and get medication, but that's just really just sort of dampening the symptoms, lessening the symptoms, and not really treating the root cause. What most people don't realize is that trauma resides mainly in the physical body, mainly in the fascia as well. But you don't even realize that because you're so disconnected from your body. That's what trauma does, is disassociates. And you get up in your head and not in your body anymore. It even happens to people that are very athletic. They'll just push through, they just push, instead of stopping and feeling the body's real needs. And of course, in the subconscious mind as well, there's a lot stored there. What has come into the subconscious mind is these programs that run on autopilot. And even if you try affirmation and so-called positive thinking, visualizations, you still have that narrative running, that program in your subconscious mind is going to affect your life. Maybe even keep attracting the same type of toxic dynamic in your life, the same type of hardships that you've had for generations in your family, and you just carry it through. So what to do about it? How do you actually heal? Like really heal? Not just quick solutions, band-aid solutions, but how do you really heal? Well, there are 3 important ingredients in this. The first one is to do it holistically, as in mind, body, spirit. You need to include as many parts of it as possible. Then you need support. Support really helps, because we're social beings. We're not meant to be isolated. We thrive in community when we feel seen and accepted. And you know what? Some of those things that you might have thought that they are, terrible triggers, that there's something wrong with you, maybe it's just that you have not been seen before, accepted and included for who you are. Maybe that's enough. Holistic healing, support, and the third aspect, which is very important as well, is that you show up over time. It's not enough to do a week intensive or even just, a little period. Yes, initially, when you start doing like the hard, full-on work, it's very good to do intensively for a while. But then you do maintenance work as well. You can't just say, well, I went to the dentist once and now it's fine. You need to keep brushing your teeth. You need to show up for yourself, to be present, to feel into your body, to deprogram your subconscious mind, to shed those weights of trauma, both your own and the ancestral ones. But once you do, you start to realize, you start to experience not just an idea that you have, but you start to really feel grounded. You start to feel your body. You start to feel alive. And your natural self starts to come out. And it's beautiful, because then you realize that you don't need anyone or anything in order to be happy, peaceful, and free. That's actually your natural state. When you're not up in your head, when you're not caught in your own trauma, when you're open, accepting, aware, then you realize that life is beautiful, that you're beautiful. If you want any form of help and support in this journey of yours, let me know. I do one-on-one coaching sessions, and I have many beautiful courses and programs, from short 1-week ones to 16-week ones and retreats. Check out our offerings on my website. Life is beautiful and is meant to be lived, not fought against. Thank you. This is nice.